Everybody, Jay and Manion here at the MPC Photo Gym, and I am here with IFBB Bikini Pro,
Kathy Seitz,
doing her road to the Pittsburgh Pro here in 2023. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So Kathy literally just lives up the street, if you want to say it that way, up in
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes. It's hard for me to say that word, because the whole Cleveland-Pittsburgh thing.
A little bit of a rivalry going on.
But it didn't take you long, right? It was less than 2 hours, right?
Less than 2 hours. Rain the whole way, but hey, that's what we
It's sun shining now, though.
The sun is coming out now.
You must have brought that.
I did.
All right. So if people don't know you, Kathy, when did you start getting into training?
I started training for bodybuilding in 2017. I've been an athlete my whole life. I grew up as a gymnast, and I actually did play competitive softball in college, Division III at Mount Union. But yeah, I've just been an athlete my whole life, but really got into the bodybuilding scene in about 2017. Started competing in 2018. Did my first show in Vegas, got bit by the bug, and here we are almost 6 years later. So it's been a ride.
But you did pretty good, moving up pretty fast.
Yeah. I really did enjoy my amateur, time just competing in the MPC and just really kind of like competing for fun and then, getting more competitive. But it did take me 6 national shows to turn pro. So I did. I just kind of,
And I know where it is, but let those people know where it was.
Yes, it was at the 2021 MPC Universe in Charleston.
Yeah, we were just talking about doing the photo shoot afterwards out by their pool.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that was so long ago, right?
It really does. Time just flies. I took almost 2 years of an off season to just kind of grow, but it does. Time just flew, and here we are. I'm going into my 4th show, so I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that you're doing the Pittsburgh Pro too, because it's basically the closest local show that you're going to have.
Yeah, other than the Arnold, this is pretty much the only one that I can pack my car up and not get on an airplane. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. You can just drive on in and do your thing.
That's right. Yeah, I'll get in early and just kind of enjoy the city and do a 2-day show, and again enjoy the city and be able to drive back afterwards. So
okay, so living in Ohio, how did you get hooked up with Paul Revelio for your coach?
Yeah, so actually, I met a girl at my first show, and we had kept in touch ever since. And we had different coaches at the time, but just, getting to know her and learning about Paul and watching his YouTube videos, it just seemed like we would be a really good fit for each other. So I did apply with his team. We hopped on a phone call and had a really good just conversation. He took me on as a client, and he's stuck with me for life. So I owe a lot of, my success to him. So he's great. He's, almost like a father figure to me now. So he's stuck with me.
You hear that? Can't get rid of her. So you can ask him for money, right? Hey, Dad, I need some money for the weekend.
Yeah. $20. Where's that?
20, add a 0 to that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're a little older.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, that's cool. That's great. Because I know, as you said, so he's actually your second coach.
Yeah. So I started out with a local coach in my area and was with him for about a year. And we have a great relationship to this day. He taught me everything there is to know about, working out for your goals, to tracking macros, and just really, getting into competing. So I owe a lot of my credit to him as well, just starting out. But yeah, we live and we learn. So we move on and have different goals. But yeah, have a great relationship with everybody here. So
that's good. It's always good not to burn bridges, because you just never know who's going to come swinging back into your life.
Shout out to Adam Atkinson, by the way. So that was my first coach.
Oh, I know Adam.
Yeah. He was a great guy. And again, we see each other at shows, and, it's just kind of like a great relationship. So
I don't know if you saw, I did the photo shoot after last year's Olympia with all the Brazilian bikini, the Brazilian wellness pros at his house in Vegas.
Yeah.
Everybody was asking, what hotel is that? I'm like, it's not a hotel. It's my friend's house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen him just kind of, flourish in Ohio and then move on to Vegas, and him and Fran, I really, got to know Fran too, just as a friend, and to see them just grow their, relationship together has really been awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. So this year, you're really going for it now, right? For the contest. So Pittsburgh will be what contest for you this year?
This will be my 4th show this year.
I saw you at Wasatch Warrior.
Yep.
And I saw you just did the Girl Power. What are the other shows you did?
My first show of the season was The Clash on the March 25th in Orlando, Joe Pascula's show. And then we did Salt Lake, the Wasatch Warrior. And then we were back in Orlando just a week ago doing the Girl Power. And now here we are 9 days out from Pittsburgh Pro.
Okay. So you think you're going to jump into the New York Pro?
We'll see. We'll see. No plans to do New York Pro yet. But, you know, we're just kind of taking the season show by show, getting feedback, just trying to come in with a better package each time. So no plans to do New York, but, you know, again.
You never know, right?
You never know. Never say never in this sport.
So like if Big Steve comes up to you backstage and asks you to do it and hands you a contract.
Well, you know, I guess sometimes you can't say no to certain people. But, I mean, as of right now.
Well, I'm just saying that because I did that to everybody at the Wasatch Warrior that won and even at the Charlotte Pro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, going to get some feedback and go from there.
All right. Sounds good. So how did you, so you were an athlete, but what actually got you into lifting weights?
So if the people out there don't know, I also work as a physician assistant. I work in surgery.
Okay, I was going to bring that up because I'm going to tell you why. Okay. I've had a lot of people ask me.
They think I'm from Pennsylvania. Yes, I know.
Her Instagram name.
Yeah, so my Instagram name is The Prepping PA. A lot of people think I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm not. I live in Ohio. I am a physician assistant. So that's what the PA stands for. So
well, that's like,
we're going to put that out there.
Somebody asked me one day, I go, PA, I go, physician's assistant. And someone here said, boy, you said that real sarcastically just because you knew. And I go, yeah, I guess you're right. I was a little sarcastic, but.
Yeah. So that's what the PA stands for in my Instagram handle. So my first job, actually, I had moved to North Carolina right out of PA school. I got a job there for 2 years. And then I moved back to Ohio and found a job in surgery. And that's where I work now. It'll be almost 7 years that I've been in surgery, and I love it. I will never leave the OR. But I actually had a coworker who did figure, and she had told me about her competition journey, and she knew I worked out, and she told me, like, you should do a bikini show. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And, you know, she kind of showed me pictures and just kind of showed me what it was all about. I went to one of her shows locally. It was a Lieberman show. So just kind of like being around her and like getting to just like see what the sport was about. The biggest fear I had was walking in heels. And I was like, oh, there's no way I can like, you know, walk around in 5-inch heels. But I was like, you know what, that shouldn't be something that steers me away from this. So it was a challenge. And, you know, just coming from a competitive background, a gymnast and just being an athlete, I was like, yeah, I mean, why not? I wasn't, you know, doing gymnastics anymore or playing softball. So like, I needed that competitive edge back, and bodybuilding was just what I needed. So, yeah.
That's a great story. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Instagram name, it's funny because it was here that people were asking me about it. Because I was saying, you're coming in, they're like, I don't get her name. I'm like...
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to change it at this point. I mean, I'm kind of stuck with that.
Well, so. It's like, because people know it, even though they don't understand it.
Right, I know. It's like, oh, you're the prepping PA. I'm like, yep, that's me. Like, a lot of people don't really know my name, but...
I've heard them say the prepping paw, and I'm like...
Yeah, that's even worse. No, it's fine. I mean, but yeah, hopefully now...
Come on, it's fun, though.
It's fun. It's fun to play around. I mean, there's maybe some more clarification now, but yeah.
But the thing is, people know it.
Now people know
it's something that's stuck.
It's stuck. Yeah. So now I'm not changing it. So we're not going to be the prepping PA IFBB Pro. We're just the prepping PA.
Or the PAOH.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The prepping OH. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny because everybody has their names, but I've literally, I swear, from doing all these road to the Pittsburgh Pro, I've literally had 4 people ask me about that.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. So just to clarify.
Yes.
There we go.
So I was going to have fun with that, but since you brought it up, I figured let's dive into this right now.
Jump right in.
So, yeah, but And like I said, I was a little sarcastic that one day, but they're like, but you know everything. And I go, well, yeah, that was bad on my part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So funny.
So you actually got me in trouble.
Well, so
in a roundabout way.
Yeah, right. Not purposely.
Right. All right. So do you have anybody else you want to give a shout out to while you're here?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, this sport, while we're up there as an individual, this is such a huge team sport. I just want to thank my coach, my teammates, friends and family. My parents have traveled with me to, support me and watch my shows. My sister as well. And my boyfriend, Matt, has really just stepped up too. So, huge shout out to him. He's just a huge support system in my life. So
you're saying Matt puts up with you? He puts up with
me. He really does. He's a very patient person. So, we knew each other. We met in the gym. So, he knew I competed. So, it's new to him, but, it's not like a shock. But yeah, he's been great through this whole process.
So they're all going to be here in Pittsburgh, right?
Yep, they're all coming. So that's also why I love doing the show, just because, I can get my whole family involved, and it'll be a fun weekend.
Well, before we started the interview, we were talking to her about, this is a good show for her to see where she stands, because there's going to be a lot of, Olympians and the people that have been in the Olympia that are going to be doing this contest, as well as other up and coming good bikini pros that are doing well right now. So now that you know all that, how do you feel?
I'm excited. That's kind of what we were expecting and hoping for this show, was to just get up there, stand next to the best in the world, and see how I level up. I knew this was, they called this show the mini Olympia. So I was just excited to hear some big names coming back. And I really am just being able to step on stage with some of these girls that I've looked up to for years, literally idolizing, is just that's a win right there for me. I've been just having so much fun this season, competing and meeting girls who I never thought I would meet in my life. It's just been such a fun year so far. So yeah, I'm excited to just be up there with them, share some backstage laughs. Just have some fun. And heck, I might surprise myself. So we'll see. I'm still competitive in the end, but I really do just take the experience in and remember the memories that I've been creating this whole year. It's going to make me emotional just talking about it. It really has been fun.
Yeah, it is. And it's the way that is a great attitude to have. Yeah. Because, I know the goal's the Olympia. We've already talked about that. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on in between getting to there.
Yeah, there really is. Sorry. So, yeah, it's just you learn a lot in this sport. So just to be here and experience this, I want to thank you and Jim. It's just been awesome.
And tell us, what's the story about the forearms?
So before you were late, Jim was here, and, he's 79 years old and looks great. And he was worried about his forearms because he was doing something, with his wrist. I was like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, I got, carpal tunnel. And so he was talking about some red light therapy. And I was like, there's surgery for that. So at this point, surgery might be the route. But anyways, yeah. So then he's like, well, then I can't do anything for a month. And he's like, my forearms are going to look skinny. And I'm like, you're 79 and worrying about your forearms. So that's the forearm story. So now I'm just going to give him crap about his forearms the next time I see him.
Yeah. Since I was a little late to the party here, I missed that. But that you wouldn't have had that either.
But then I wouldn't have had that experience. Exactly. Right. So another memory.
Yes. Yeah, there's a ton of construction. It's they're like the pop-up stands at a mall around here. Construction. Is it the same way up in Cleveland?
Yeah, it's orange barrel season.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
And you have no idea. You come around the bend, all of a sudden you're stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no warning, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, okay, well, guess I'll be late.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tyler was calling me going, she's here. I go, yeah, and I'm 7 minutes away. So
yeah, 7 minutes plus traffic and construction.
Well, he called me a second time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's fine. Like I said, I'm off today, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, I literally, the normal way that I come, if I could go another way, but it would actually take longer. So the normal way I literally came down a hill, and they're building a sidewalk in the middle of this town, which you normally just kind of scoot through. And they've got everybody stopped. They got the local police there directing who can come through, because it's all one lane at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there just fuming. You know?
Oh, well, that's all right. Yeah.
We got here.
Yeah, we got here. I was walking around, so I already know what machines I'm going to do. So,
yeah. And then she asked my dad if he would do glute training with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, you're leaving already, Jim? Like, you're not going to train glutes with me?
Yeah, what is wrong with him?
I know. He knew a bikini girl was coming. So, of course, I was going to ask to train glutes.
Right. So, good story. Good story.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, we'll check out his forum. You can check out his forums again at the show.
Oh, I will. I won't let him forget.
You can remind him, say, I am a physician's assistant, so this is medical.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm looking out for you, Jim.
Remember, PA, yes. Not Pennsylvania.
Correct.
All right. So if you want to see Kathy on stage, make sure you're at the Pittsburgh Pro this year. So this year, bikini is going 2 days. It's Friday and Saturday, where last year wellness was Friday and Saturday. So you're going to have the pre-judging, on Friday, and then the finals, the confirmation of scoring round, and the awards all on Saturday night. So have you done a 2-day show before like that? I
have. Yeah. When Nationals was in Miami, that was a 2-day show.
I like you even more now. Want to know why?
Why?
Because you didn't call it Miami Nationals.
Oh, yeah.
That was my biggest pet peeve.
No, just Nationals.
Yeah. Nationals in Miami. Everybody remember that.
Yes.
The fun thing is I haven't seen anybody hashtagging, and I shouldn't say it, Orlando Nationals.
No.
Thank God. Thank God.
That's not a trend. No. Yeah, just Nationals.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. So if you can't make it, we are going to have a pay-per-view. So you can order that for both days, and you can see what Kathy does here in Pittsburgh. Okay. And you're going to see a great show. And especially Saturday, you're going to see all those guest posers. I know. You'll actually be backstage with them.
That's incredible. That's amazing.
It was this show last year that's the reason that Derek ended up in the Olympia. Because it was when he came out here and guest posed. Yeah. He wasn't even scheduled to guest pose. I don't know if you know that. Okay. Big Rami got jammed up in Egypt, couldn't get out. And my father asked, Derek was only working the Evogen booth. So my father asked Hani if Derek would want to just jump up on stage on Saturday night and do it. And when he walked on stage, the whole ballroom, everybody went, it's like the air got sucked out of the room because nobody expected him to look like it. And he wasn't even expecting to go up on stage.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I felt at the Olympia. So other than bikini, open bodybuilding is like my favorite division to follow. I watch like real bodybuilding podcasts with Fouad. I'm like religious. So I'm up to speed with the big boys. So I'm excited to see Nick and, just all those guys.
We'll have to get a picture of you with all them backstage.
That'd be awesome. I've been trying to track down Fouad for a long time.
Well, unfortunately, he won't be here. But if he's at another contest and you're there and I'm there, we'll get that picture.
I saw Paul and Ben at Tampa, so I got a picture with them. But yeah, I follow the open guys a lot, so I'm excited to see them.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, J.M. Manion.
Kathy Seitz.
Signing out for NPCNewsOnline.com, and we'll see you in Pittsburgh.